What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a recap of the Miami Dolphins getting blown out on Thursday Night Football 40-0 to the Baltimore Ravens. And this is a game where I thought Miami could win this game, and I actually chose them to win in this game. And as you guys know, I'm terrible at choosing Thursday night games. I don't know what my record is, but I don't have probably more than 2 or 3 wins on Thursday Night Football so far through the season, and we're already 8 weeks in. So Thursday night games, I'm not good at predicting them. You know, the Ravens were favored in this one by 3. When I saw it, it was by 3. Don't know what it was right before the game. But the Ravens were favored by 3. Vegas knew something that I didn't, and the rest of America didn't, because a lot of people that I've seen picking, you know, in this week 8, in their week 8 picks, they were picking the Miami Dolphins to win this game. So Baltimore comes out, surprises everybody. You know, start off strong and they end strong. They don't let up. There was a point in the game, I believe it was like in the third quarter or something like that, where Matt Moore was starting to drive down the field and stuff like that. But then it was, you know, the momentum all stopped when C.J. Mosley, you know, returned that interception for a touchdown. So that was pretty much the only positive drive they had in that game, and it was an interception for a touchdown. On top of that, Cody Parkey in his only field goal chance to put some points on the board, so the Miami Dolphins don't go scoreless. Cody Parkey misses a 50-yard field goal, so that's not good. Adam Gase, there were some missed opportunities late in the game, right before halftime. Adam Gase had an opportunity to put some points on the board, had a great play call. It was an all-out blitz, 8 guys blitzing, and Adam Gase calls a screen pass, and Damian Williams can't come up with a screen pass, and that was basically a touchdown. Tony Romo also touched on that too. How about Tony Romo? I mean, Tony Romo is becoming my favorite commentator. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo are my favorite commentators in the NFL right now. Love watching them commentate, and very entertaining to watch, and props to Tony Romo for doing the job that doing a great job that he's doing now, because I don't think anybody expected him to do what he's doing now. But so let's get on to the game summary, then we'll go on to the stats and then the awards. So right off the bat, I mean, this was a boring game in the beginning. I mean, this game almost put me to sleep, and this game was the worst primetime game so far this year. Probably the worst game I've watched this year. Even when the Baltimore Ravens got smoked by the Jacksonville Jaguars, there was still some, I don't know, it was some entertainment there. I mean, it was like 3 and out after 3 and out on both sides of the ball. You know, Baltimore early in this game wasn't moving the ball down the field, and they were punting it a lot. So I mean, in this game, I mean, the score was 40-0, but it started off really slow. So, but we do start off. Eventually, Joe Flacco takes advantage of a 12 man on the field on the defense, and takes advantage of that, and just throws a lob to Jeremy Maclin, and Jeremy Maclin has his guy beat, and it winds up going for a touchdown. The penalty declined because it was 12 men on the field, so good job by Joe Flacco there to recognize the 12 men on the field. And then Justin Tucker kicks 2 field goals, one a 55-yarder and the other a 48-yard field goal to go up 13-0. Have, you know, a pretty decent lead against this Miami team that's starting Matt Moore for the first time this year. Definitely struggled in this game. I mean, did you think Jay Cutler was going to do any better? I think the Baltimore Ravens defense just came out firing on all cylinders, and they did a phenomenal job. So I don't think Jay Cutler would have done anything better, but Matt Moore definitely struggled here, and he's not the guy that everybody thought he would be going into this game, being that how well he played against the New York Jets last Sunday. So then we finally get some kind of plays, and you know, in the first half of this game, Kenny Stills hauls in 2 big catches. Of course, like, you know, judging by the score, none of them went for scores. Jay Ajayi had a 21-yard run, but was later bottled up in this game for about like 24 yards rushing. So think about it, we'll go to the stats in a second, but I just want to go over. He had 23 yards rushing. Mind you, he had a 21-yard, just a 21-yard run. So for the rest of those runs, he had 12. Besides that run, he had 12 rushes for 2 yards. He had 12 rushes for 2 yards. Oh my god. So the Baltimore Ravens came out firing on all cylinders, especially on defense. And, they're coming in as the 32nd ranked rushing defense in the NFL. They're giving up approximately 145 yards on the ground, and they came out and stuffing the run, doing a great job. Baltimore did against Miami, who has a very good rush offense. And I said this before, Jay Ajayi, if you find a way to shut him down, it's very hard to, because he is a sort of a dual threat. He does catch passes out the backfield, not too often, but he does. If you find a way to shut him down, you will shut that whole Miami offense down, because they run to set up the pass. And it's hard for them to do that because, with a quarterback like Matt Moore, with a quarterback like Jay Cutler, you really can't focus your offense around them. You have to focus around other pieces. So they had Jay Ajayi to focus on. They try to do that in this game. They did not give up on the run in this game, which I applaud them for that. But at one point, do you say, we just need to throw the ball every single down? And, 2 rushes for 12 yards shows that. So, moving on. So I get back to my notes. Moving on, Ryan Mallett comes in the game, and this was scary, man. I mean, Joe Flacco. Sure, his facial reaction was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get at me for that, but it was kind of funny after he got up. Everyone knew he was okay, but the guy literally didn't know where he was. I promise you, he did not know where he was. He got up and he was just like, wow. I don't know, but it was a scary hit because I saw him rushing, and Kiko Alonso came out of nowhere from the corner of the screen, but I knew Joe Flacco was going to get hit here. I mean, how fast he was moving and where the first down was. I saw the first down approaching, and I knew Joe Flacco was going to try to go down there. I was wondering why Joe Flacco was not going down before that, and then slide to get the first down. In my opinion, Joe Flacco, I think, tried to gain some extra yardage there. With a potential penalty. I think he was trying to get hit. I'm not trying to blame the victim here, because Joe Flacco, prayers and thoughts go out to him, because that guy got completely knocked in this game, and it was confirmed that it was a concussion. So hopefully he's okay. Concussions are a big deal. When anything that regards your head is a big deal. So Kiko Alonso completely lays the boom on here. And then initially I'm thinking this is a dirty hit, because I'm thinking it's just coming out of frustration. They're losing already 13-0. It's late in the second quarter. And, I imagine the defense is feeling some kind of frustration. Kiko Alonso just tried to get, release his anger on Joe Flacco. But, and he did go down with a shoulder. It wasn't a head-to-head hit. He did go down with a shoulder. It's both of their faults, because at the same time, Kiko Alonso, you have to recognize that he is going down. I know there's really no way to stop your momentum. I know you're over 200 pounds. There's no way to stop your momentum once you're coming full speed to go hit somebody. But you have to let go of yourself. Try not to hit that quarterback as he's going down. If he's going down, let him go down. If he gains the first down, so be it. You don't want to put yourself in danger. You don't want to put the quarterback in danger. You don't want to put, a potential fine, a potential penalty, potential suspension. I imagine Kiko Alonso may get a big fine in this, after this game, sometime down the road this week. But in my opinion, I don't think it was a dirty play. You can't stop your momentum that quickly, and he didn't lead with his head. It didn't look very intentional. Kiko Alonso is not a bad guy. It's not like we're talking about Ndamukong Suh, who had his own problems in this game, and he's definitely a dirty player. Kiko Alonso is a complete opposite. He's a really good guy. I've watched him in press conferences before, and he's never had a history of dirty hits and stuff like that. He's been a clean player most of his career, and I wouldn't imagine him to be the person to do that. He was trying to plead his case to the referees, and yeah, I just don't think it was a dirty hit. But at the same time, Joe Flacco, you have to recognize that he's going to hit you. You have to go down sooner. You put yourself in danger there. He went down, extremely quick. Kiko Alonso knows where the first down is. Joe Flacco knows where the first down is. Odds are Joe Flacco's going down at the first down marker. He should have went down a little before that. But, it is sad to see with Joe Flacco, but, hopefully he's okay. We move on now. The Ravens get their field goal blocked. I don't know who it was that blocked the field goal. I think he's wearing like number 86 or something like that. So he must have been a tight end or something like that because he was a big dude. So I don't know who it was that blocked the field goal. Maybe it wasn't 86, but there was a 6 at the end of it. So that takes away potential points. Not that it mattered anyway, because later on in the half, you had, in the third quarter, Matt Moore throws an interception after getting some momentum down the field. Jarvis Landry got some touches in that drive, and he was moving down the field. Jay Ajayi was able to, get something going a little bit, and it looked pretty good. They were in Ravens territory, and it looked like they would at least probably get a field goal on this drive. But it was intercepted by C.J. Mosley, and it was a dumb interception by Matt Moore. I mean, C.J. Mosley didn't even have to try for that ball. He wasn't even in coverage. It just looked like he was trying to get to, I think it's showing it right here. No, it's not. It's showing a different highlight. But, I mean, Matt Moore, you could tell he was frustrated in this game. He threw, I believe, 2 or 3 interceptions in this game. He could have had like 5. He threw one deep down in double coverage for Kenny Stills. I imagine it was from frustration on that play action. But yeah, then we go down. Buck Allen fumbles the ball in the red zone, but it was later picked up by Chris Moore for a touchdown, and the Ravens are now leading 33-0. And then Matt Moore with his second pick 6 of the game to cornerback Jimmy Smith. Really in garbage time. It was in the last 4 minutes of the game, so there was no coming back from that anyway. But just run up the score. So one thing, Alex Collins. How about Alex Collins? This definitely was a breakout game for him. He's had a lot of good games so far in this season, but nobody really noticed him because it's not in prime time. Now it's in prime time. People know his name now. And this guy coming out of Arkansas, I had him extremely high graded on my running back big board. I can't understand why he was a 6th round pick or 7th round pick, something like that. I don't know why another team didn't pick him up. Out of all the teams, it was the Seahawks to pick him up, who already had Thomas Rawls and who already drafted C.J. Procise in the 3rd round of the same draft. So I don't understand why the Seahawks did that. Then he was on the practice squad for his rookie season. He was later cut this season, and a lot of teams could have picked him up. I wouldn't mind if the Giants picked him up because sure, he doesn't have a lot of experience, but I knew what he brought to the field, and I'm just a running back, a running back clairvoyant or something like that. I know if a running back is good or not. You look at Orleans Darkwa, nobody believed in him. When I started watching Orleans Darkwa, I knew immediately that he would be an effective running back in this league. And same thing with Alex Collins. I watched him in Arkansas, was extremely highly graded in I think he was top 5. He was definitely top 5 in my running back grades. And I was demanding for the Seahawks to use him more. He would have done great with them, especially with the offense that they run. But he comes to Baltimore. Baltimore is struggling on the run game. Buck Allen is decent, but is he really a starter? In this game, he showed that he isn't because Miami couldn't stop anything as far as Alex Collins went. But they were doing all right when it came to Buck Allen. They stopped him. And Buck Allen still, pushed his way for some extra yardage. Some, really good plays by Buck Allen. But Alex Collins completely stole this game. Alex Irish Dancer Collins, just the quickest feet. I mean, even in college, that's why I had him so high. His elusiveness is insane. His feet is insane. His foot movement is insane. He has bursting speed and power and all that stuff to him. It's that dreadlock power, man. I'm telling you, dreadlock power. So yeah, like I said, Miami ranked 5th in rush defense, coming in with a great rush defense. They didn't think Baltimore would run on them, and they did, and they demolished them. You would have thought that Miami was the 132nd ranked rush defense, and Baltimore was the one with a 5th ranked defense. But Baltimore had, like I said, it was 32nd in the league in rush defense, allowing 145 rush yards a game. They allowed 100 less this game. So, what a step up, and that's how this NFL season, this is the epitome of how this NFL season has been going. Baltimore's been getting blown out and having some disappointing losses. Their offense stinks, but they score over 20-something points offensively, almost 30 points offensively. So, that's how this NFL season has been going. And then you look at the Miami Dolphins, who was coming in 4-2 and coming in with these amazing comeback wins against the Jets and the Falcons. And they look what they do on the field now. They score nothing on Thursday Night Football. And that means, because the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins faced off last year, and that score was in the Ravens' favor, 38-6. So you're looking at a total score of 78-6. And I think that number is right, but 78-6 in the last 2 years of these two teams facing each other. That is ridiculous. So let's get right onto the stats. I think we waited long enough. We go on to the quarterbacks first. Matt Moore, 25 of 44, 176 yards, and no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and was sacked 3 times for 25 yards. Had a quarterback rating of 47.1. We go on to Joe Flacco, 10 of 15, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown. He was having himself a game, very efficient, only 5 incompletions so far, and was averaging... averaging 10 yards per completion and 6.7 yards per attempt. Then Ryan Mallett didn't do much in this game. It was mostly, Baltimore running it because they didn't want to put the game in Ryan Mallett's hands. He was 3 of 7 for 20 yards and a touchdown. He was off this game. If some way Miami was getting back to their good rush defense, this could have been a different game because Ryan Mallett was not looking good. Besides that touchdown pass he threw, Ryan Mallett was not looking good on his throws. So we go on to the rushing game for Miami. Jay Ajayi, 13 carries, 23 yards, 1.8 yards per carry. Kenyon Drake, 6 carries, 22 yards, 3.7 yards per carry. We go on to Baltimore because those were the only two running backs, anybody that ran the ball with Miami. So we go on to the running backs for Baltimore. Alex Collins, 18 carries, 113 yards, 6.3 yards per carry, no touchdowns. He almost has 500 yards this season. Doesn't have a touchdown yet. We have Javarius Allen, Buck Allen, 17 carries, 55 yards, 3.2 yards per carry. Joe Flacco ran 1 time for 9 yards. That is the play in which he was hit on and was knocked out of the game. Baltimore is going to be missing their quarterback for a while because I don't think they're going to keep this kind of play up. So they're going to have to rely on Ryan Mallett, and that is going to be a problem. We have Miami in the receiving game. Kenny Stills leads the way. 5 receptions, 65 yards. Leonte Carew, who came on in this game, I believe this is his... before this game, he only had 1 catch in this season, so he's coming into this game with adding 6 more to that total to make it 7. 48 yards he had today. Jarvis Landry, a disappointing 5 receptions for 33 yards. He had to come back from 1 reception minus 4 yards by halftime. So in the whole half, he lost 4 yards. And then the rest of these guys were important. Anthony Fasano and Julius Thomas in the tight end game were non-existent. We go on to the Baltimore receiving game. Jeremy Maclin still got it. I mean, he's not used much in this offense, but when he is used, he always catches the ball and always finds a way to make plays. He was targeted 5 times, 3 receptions, 53 yards, and a touchdown. And that went 34-yard touchdown in the beginning of the game. And other than that, nobody else really got the ball. You got Alex Collins, 2 receptions, 30 yards. Nick Boyle, 4 for 29. And Benjamin Watson, 2 for 6. So that's pretty much it for the Baltimore Ravens. So, I mean, they put 40 points on the board, but it was mostly that defense. So we go on to the Miami defense. Lawrence Timmons leads the way in tackles, 7 tackles, 6 of them solo. Kiko Alonso, 5 tackles, all of them solo. Ray Maluga, 4 for 4. So all that. And then Miami did not have a sack in this game, but they did hit the quarterback a total of... Oh, actually, they hit the quarterback a total of 0 times. So they couldn't get anything going as far as pass rush at all in this game because how much Baltimore was running in this game and getting rid of the ball pretty quickly. And then we go on to the Baltimore defense. Brendan Carr, 5 for 5. Brandon Williams, 4 for 4. And Eric Weddle, 3 for 3. So, I mean, just nothing mind-blowing stats in this game. Nothing too crazy besides the final score. Nothing too crazy. So, let's get on to the awards. Offensive MVP definitely goes to Alex Collins, who had, let me repeat, he had 18 carries, 113 yards, no touchdowns, but definitely was the MVP in this game for the offense. The defense, I'm going to give it to C.J. Mosley, who just put the dagger in this game by returning that pick six for a touchdown, returning the interception for a touchdown late in the mid-third quarter. So the At Least You Tried award is going to go to Kenny Stills. The At Least You Tried award is the best player on the losing team. 5 receptions, 65 yards, in which he had 2 good plays down the field early in the game. Was able to catch 50-50 balls. Still has some drops in this game, and that just shows. I mean, he was the best player for the Miami Dolphins, and that just shows how bad they played, because Kenny Stills wasn't too special either. We go on to the Terrance Mitchell Award. I'm going to award that to Jay Ajayi, because you all know what type of running back Jay Ajayi is. I mean, last year he had 3 200-yard games. This year he's definitely slowed down, but still is pretty good. But I mean, he had a 21-yard run, and that was pretty much it in the early first quarter. Had a 21-yard run, and then for the rest of the game, he had 12 carries for 2 yards, guys. That's crazy. 12 carries for 2 yards. So he definitely gets the Terrance Mitchell Award. And like I said, the Terrance Mitchell Award goes to the player that's just having a bad day. So that is the recap for the Miami Dolphins losing to the Baltimore Ravens 40-0. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about that Kiko Alonso hit. Do you think it was dirty? Do you think, I mean, sure, yes, there was supposed to be a penalty called on that play. He hit the quarterback pretty hard, knocked him out, so it's a penalty. It's a late hit. I just don't think it was a dirty play. I don't think he had the intent of really hurting him, but I think he did have the intent of getting him down. And something I want to mention too is that Kiko Alonso, I mean, what if he didn't go for that hit? What if he didn't get aggressive there? Joe Flacco could have kept running. We saw it with Brett Hundley last week. Brett Hundley, was rushing, and I don't know what defender it was, who it was, but didn't want to get called for the late hit, and Brett Hundley winds up just walking in for a touchdown. So I mean, it happens with this defense. So with defense nowadays, you can't hit anybody. So they're scared of that. They don't want to get called for a penalty. So if they get soft, the quarterback will take advantage and either get a first down or a touchdown. So you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.